an outstanding competitor. His style in the ring has been argued pro and con, mostly against his type of competition, and we have a special that we would like to present on the fabulous Mongolian Stomper.
Hi there. Just sitting back, relaxing, listening to some good, soft music. I would like to take this opportunity to show you people the greatest, the most impressive person in the whole wide world, the Mongolian Stomper.
The Mongolian Stomper, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 272 pounds, one of the most powerful wrestling machines in the sport today. After being discovered in his native Mongolia, his wrestling career began when he was taken to Europe. After a 3-year period of touring European rings, he was brought to the United States, where he became an overnight star. Because of his moody attitude and unpredictable habits, his contract has been carried by no less than 4 managers. It seems as though his greatest achievements have been under the watchful eye of Gorgeous George Jr., who is currently handling the affairs of the Mongolian. Mongolian is called by his manager the 8th wonder of the world. Now you will see one of the reasons why. Before you is one of professional wrestling's strongest men, Joe LeDuc. Witness what happens when the concrete block balanced on his head is smashed by the Stomper. Now watch as Gorgeous George Jr. breaks a block on the head of the Mongolian. Let's take a look at that once again in slow motion. It takes a powerful man to stand up under that kind of blow. Although it would be impossible to list all the championships won by the Stomper throughout his career, a partial list would read like this: Central States Champion, Texas State Champion, North American Heavyweight Champion, Canadian Champion, Southeastern Champion, and many more. It has been said the Stomper may hold more belts than any man in the history of the sport. Big, strong, skillful, and cunning make the Mongolian Stomper a hard man to put down.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Some wonderful moments in my life and now in your life. The man, the 8th wonder of the world, the Mongolian Stomper, holder of more world titles than any 10 professional wrestlers today. We'll see you at ringside.
And you will be seeing the Mongolian Stomper, the Southeastern Heavyweight Champion, in action soon, right here in the state of Alabama. Our personality profile on Southeastern Wrestling is coming up next. Each week on Southeastern Championship Wrestling, we feature Personality Profile. It's a kind of informal talk, Bob Armstrong, with wrestlers and competitors throughout the Southeastern Wrestling area on not only their personalities and their private life, home life, what's happening with them, but we'll also be talking about major events upcoming in the Southeastern Wrestling area. This is our pilot program of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. I thought Bob Armstrong would like to join us today. He agreed, and we're just going to be talking about what the people will be seeing in the Southeastern Wrestling area. I know you and I had a meeting with, you were present with Don Curtis when we talked over some plans that he has for this part of the country that are just remarkable as far as tournaments are concerned, and the tournament for the Alabama State Champion will be a big event, Bob.
Exactly. Like we said before, Charlie, Don Curtis doesn't mind putting out the coins, and you can tell that by buying the wrestling area from, like you said, the Ohio River to the Gulf of Mexico, and that cost him a pretty penny. But he believes in putting money back into wrestling. He believes in spending a lot of money, and he believes in getting top stars. And I was very privileged and thanked him very much when he asked me to come and wrestle for him, and I did sign my name on the contract. Some of the other people that you'll be seeing is Ron Fuller, the big Tennessee stud, who's 6'9", goes around 270 or 80. You're going to see stars like Mr. Wrestling, too. I'm sure that he'll be in on this tournament for Alabama, because I talked to him at the Omni, and he said he was very interested, because news is traveling like wildfire all over the NWA, all over the United States, because this new title that the NWA has sanctioned, the Alabama State Champion, is going to be a very prestigious title. And you'll have people coming in from all over to try to win it.
You're right, Bob. Let's talk a minute about Bob Armstrong, because certainly titles are no stranger to you. North American heavyweight champion, Georgia heavyweight champion, Florida State heavyweight champion, Bob Armstrong. And championship is a word that goes synonymous.
Well, thank you very much, Charlie. I'm glad you said that, not me, but I have had a few titles, and believe me, that's where it's at in pro wrestling. As everybody knows, the championship football team makes the money, baseball team pennant winners make the money. In wrestling, it's no different. The man that has the belt and holds the championship makes the bread, the top bread. Now, Don Curtis has got a very good system. He pays the winner of a match 35% more than the loser. Now, brother, 35% gives you a lot of initiative to go out there and win matches, and he likes winners. I don't like to be a loser for sure. Nobody likes to be a loser. I intend to be a winner. That's why I'm here, and that's why I hope to stay here. So with all that's going on, it's going to be, I hope I'm not lost in the shuffle, because there'll be a lot of wrestling talent in this area for sure. And I just hope that I can win some more titles. And this Alabama State Championship looks like one that anybody would want to win. Because, like I said before, Alabama is fastly becoming one of the noted wrestling spots in the country under the NWA banner, and I'm just glad to be part of it.
And with this purchase of the entire state of Alabama, Bob Armstrong, as we have brought out moments before in the program, it's going to make the state of Alabama the hotbed of pro wrestling in the United States today. And the competition we saw earlier today on the program, that special on the Mongolian Stomper, who is the Southeastern heavyweight champion.
And not only that, Charlie, if you'll excuse me, you know, you and I talked about this before, but you're going to have films of the world heavyweight champion, the initial match in which he beat Terry Funk from Toronto, Canada, I believe.
That's coming up later today.
Right, and you'll have the Junior World Heavyweight Champion, Les Thornton, because Curtis has spent the money. He's bringing in the top caliber, the top champions, and everybody that watches this show will get to see these champions. And believe me, when they come into this area, I'm going to try to do my dead level best to see they don't leave with those belts. They leave them right here in Alabama.
Bob Armstrong, our guest today on Personality Profile. And Bob, in the closing moments of this profile, I would like to extend my congratulations to you for signing with Don Curtis in Southeastern Championship Wrestling as a competitor in this area. I'd also like to say best of luck to you and your endeavors in this area. Bob and I, friendship goes back a few years, and I try to show no partiality whatsoever, but friends are friends. And Bob Armstrong, it's great to have you in the Southeastern wrestling area, as it is to have Charlie Cook. The caliber of talent is just remarkable, what Don Curtis is putting together, bringing into this area.
That's right. Charlie Cook, you know, a former Pittsburgh Steelers fan. You know, professional athletes are coming into pro wrestling right and left, especially a lot of football players. Charlie Cook is a man to contend with. He was a heck of a linebacker for Pittsburgh, and he'll be a heck of a wrestler for Alabama, believe me.
Thank you very much. Bob Armstrong, our guest today on Personality Profile on the first edition of Southeastern Championship Wrestling in the state of Alabama.